Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Welcome to the Clarity Report, where we dig into the stories behind the stats that shape our world. I'm your host today, and we're diving into a tale of umpire bias in Major League Baseball. It's no secret that baseball fans love to talk about umpires, and for good reason. The calls they make can swing the momentum of a game, and sometimes it feels like some teams just get the short end of the stick. For the Chicago White Sox, this feeling has become all too familiar over the past few seasons. With their struggling roster and dwindling chances at making the playoffs, you might think the White Sox would be the last team to care about umpire calls. But for fans like us who tune in and week out, it's hard not to feel like something's being missed when those zippers are blown by home plate umpires. This season, data analyst Thomas Nestico at the Clarity Report set out to find just how much teams are being favored or disfavored by their umpire crews. Using a complex formula that takes into account both offensive and defensive calls, he crunched the numbers on every team in the league. And what did we find? The Chicago White Sox sit at the bottom of this leaderboard with a net score of -129, which means they're 29th out of 30 teams. The only team that does worse is the Washington Nationals. That might not seem like a huge gap, but it's enough to make you wonder if there's some kind of conspiracy at play. When we take a closer look at these numbers, it becomes clear that this isn't just about the White Sox or any one team for that matter. The top 12 teams on this leaderboard all made the playoffs as recently as last week. That means we're talking about some of the biggest names in baseball getting treated unfairly by umpires. One of the things that really stands out is how often home plate umpires call balls that are clearly outside the zone for White Sox batters like Edgar Quero, who has elite plate discipline. And what's even more striking is how often these bad calls don't get overturned on replay, leaving players and coaches frustrated and helpless. But here's the thing, with the introduction of automated ball strike, ABS, challenges next season, that dynamic is all about to change. Rookie catchers Edgar Quero and Kyle Teel will no longer have to deal with umpire bias, as their defensive skills will be given more weight in calls. And for teams like the White Sox, who have been struggling to get that extra benefit of doubt from umpires, this could be a game changer. So what does it all mean? Well, for one thing, we can finally see some real action on these umpire bias claims. We'll be watching closely as the ABS system is implemented and how it affects games across the league. And for fans like us who have been following along every step of the way, it's a chance to finally get some closure. In the end, umpire bias might just become a thing of the past, at least in the way we think about it anyway. With ABS challenges coming next season, teams will no longer have to deal with the whims of individual umpires. And for fans like us who love the game as much as we do, that's a whole lot better than nothing.